What's up, everybody? How are we? Welcome along to tonight's late night agenda. We're going to concentrate on transfers for the main. And right away I can see Joe, don't moan, mate. Be happy, Joe. He said, are these real options or just fake news guessing from the media? Everything is guessing from the media and us, mate. Because, clubs don't come out and say, do you know what, lads, here's the list of players we're signing this summer. Yous all go to town. It's part of the fun though, Joe, isn't it, mate? It's part of the game. We all try and figure out who the real interest is in and whether there is any interest or not. But, again, just try and keep things happy, mate. There's already people down and a little bit worried about stuff. So we'll try and make it a bit lighthearted and have a bit of fun in the house. Welcome to everybody coming in, whether you're on Hot Mic or whether you're on YouTube. Thank you so much. If you're on YouTube, remember, guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well. If you're over on Hot Mic, you're already a legend, so thank you for that. But please do pop across, ladies and gents. We're only 27 followers away from moving up one place in the Hot Mic league table. So do go over there, download the Hot Mic app, put in the code on the screen, and help us tonight. I want to do it tonight. I want your help. 27 people. Get us one place. Get us moving up that Hot Mic league table because we are competitive people at the end of the day. Right, Sam said UK's on lockdown now. It kind of isn't, Sam. You're kind of exaggerating that a little bit, mate. Boris Johnson has come out and spoken about what's going on in the UK. He said that basically he wants you to limit it to one supermarket trip a day, one trip for your exercise or whatever like that, and get no gatherings of two or more. Not really on lockdown as of yet, but more stricter measures, I think is fair to say. Obviously, I just caught the glimpse of this before we came on the stream. Me living in Ireland, it's a little bit different over here as things stand. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about football. We're here to talk about the Reds. And we're here to talk about some transfer gossip. Right, how are we? Alfie, Liz, PJ Lad, everybody over on Hot Mic, Benjamin as well. Hello, welcome to you guys. Evening to you. Right, unknown Liverpool fan Jones said, I really want a good backup centre-back this summer. I think I'd go for Zagadou or Rugani. Interesting options. Definitely do think centre-back is going to come into the conversation a little bit more because Lovren looks like he's moving on. And so you're saying there's still a chance of getting Mbappe. I wish, Stephen, mate. I wish I could be on here with any. I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I even pretended that there's a hope of Mbappe, mate. So that's probably more of the unrealistic ones. Mark, good evening to you. You said got your first badge today. Nice one, mate. Welcome. Thank you for signing up and becoming a member of the channel. Yeah, looks cool. I love seeing the badges beside people's name, Mark, and thank you very much. Just shy of a lockdown. We'll take that one. Done it. Get in. We'll take that one. Is Lovren going to a different club? I think you meant Lovren, John, but yes, it does look like, and again, we said this last summer as well, but it looks like Dejan Lovren will probably move on. Now, I'm starting to read more and more of this in the media from different journalists. I wondered if he would have gone in January. I wondered if he'd gone last summer, but I do think that this is the one that he'll go in. So I do think the conversation around the centre-back will come up, and the Express have reported that Liverpool are interested in Atletico Madrid's Uruguayan centre-back Jose Maria Gimenez. Now, the big problem here seems to be that he's under contract with Atletico Madrid until 2023, and his release clause is a whopping £109 million. Now, let me just start off by saying there is absolutely no way Liverpool are going to go out and spend £109 million on a centre-back. He did have some injury troubles, which meant that his options or his game time was limited, and I think a different centre-back pairing has taken precedence at Atleti, so maybe there's a deal to be done there with Gimenez. He is somebody who would have been high up my list of centre-back options if we were to move on and bring one in. So I think being linked with the likes of Gimenez is a really, really good idea for me. I think he's a fantastic centre-back and would be more than adequate replacement for Dejan Lovren. What have we got? Aki. Aki's another one, Tom. I think my view on Aki has changed over the past few months. I used to think he was caught ball watching a little bit too often, but I have to be honest and say I think that he stepped up his game. And again, like you pointed, I'd have no issues if Aki was somebody who we were going after, but I haven't seen any links to Aki, if I'm being honest. Not a single one, to be fair. Boya said, Wes Morgan as a Lovren replacement. He's young at 37 years of age. No, No, thank you, Anthony. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, the video that I did with Leicester City FC Boya there is up on his channel. If you want to go over, show Boya some love, have a watch of it. We spoke about transfers, we spoke about Harry Wilson, we spoke about what's going on in the world as well. And as always, I really appreciate Boya reaching out and having me on his channel for a chat. And of course, I'll reciprocate and have you gone here this week, mate. But please do check it out and make sure to subscribe to LCFC Boya as well. He is a good man and he's somebody who I really enjoy chatting football with. Right, Jack Bassett said, Gimenez will want first team football. I'd rather have Gomez and a player like Upamecano. And do you think Upamecano won't want first team football, Jack? Be honest. Upamecano playing regularly for RB Leipzig, he is going to want first team football as well. But what I'll say to you, mate, is, and I'll say this about our forwards or whoever comes in is going to get game time. Look at how many centre backs we've gone through this season. Matip has had a chance to play. Gomez has had a chance to play. Lovren has had a chance to play. Van Dijk has probably been the one consistency that we've had at centre back this entire season. So injuries and centre backs pick up injuries. So for me, I think getting a really high quality centre back who you don't have to pay the world for. I don't agree with this paying £109 million malarkey, nor do I think that we will. But anybody that comes in will get game time. I truly believe that, mate. There's another one as well that we're going to talk about a little bit later on. Where's it going to go? From Frankfurt. So Liverpool and Arsenal are believed to be interested in Eintracht Frankfurt's 21-year-old left-footed centre-back Evan Ndicka. Now, the report said that Valencia and Sevilla are also monitoring him, as well as Inter and AC Milan. So I think that's who you were talking about. It's not from Schalke, mate. He's Eintracht Frankfurt. Is Jose Gimenez the only defender we're linked with? Well, no, mate. You put that in before I said about Ndicka, but no, there is a few more as well. Longley. Longley's a shout from Ben or Marquinhos. Again, Clement Longley is, in my humble opinion, bang average. Marquinhos, look, you don't get players of Paris Saint-Germain unless Paris Saint-Germain want to sell those players, mate. So I don't know if they're realistic options either. Jonathan Tah from Leverkusen said, Big Man Steve. Do you know what? I'm surprised, mate, that he's still at Leverkusen. I've been hearing Jonathan Tah linked with clubs for a couple of seasons minimum, and nobody seems to have pulled the trigger. He was very strongly linked at one point with Bayern Munich before they went and got that other monstrous fella. I can't remember what his name is. I think they signed him from Schalke or somewhere. But yeah, we do need somebody left-sided predominantly. So there you go. Let's buy Koulibaly. No, I don't see that happening. I just don't see that happening. Where will Lovren go? I just joined. And what about Salah and Mane? Said Dominic Baggett. Where will he go? There's links. Right, just two trains of thought on this. There's a link that said that he's going to go stay in London maybe and go to Spurs or Arsenal. Or there's the other side of it that thinks he's going to have a move to Italy. For me, I can't... I'd be baffled if Spurs and Arsenal think that Dejan Lovren will help solve their defensive issues. I think a move to Italy would suit him from the style of football that he plays and the pace the game will be at and stuff a lot more than going to Arsenal or Spurs. But I genuinely don't know, mate. For me in this one, I'd be more concerned with what we'd get for him than where we'd go, if that makes any sense. What defender would I like to sign? I like the Gimenez idea. Of all the defenders that I've heard us definitely haven't licked any of them, linked with the guy from Sevilla, Diego Carlos. I've never really liked the idea of him, but maybe that's because I haven't seen enough of him. I do like Gimenez. Gimenez has been somebody who I've always thought was a top quality defender in the making, so if a deal could be done with Atleti, that would be fucking class. I mean, I'd take that all day long. Theo Hernandez is a shout from Ben Yellup. Who would want to move to Italy now, said Kate. Well, to be fair, Kate, this will all blow over at some point. And Italy should be in all our thoughts and prayers, of course, with what's going on there right now, in Spain as well, and of course China. But it will blow over, Kate, and it is still a beautiful, beautiful country with a wonderful culture that people will want to go and play football in. So there is that. Diego Carlos rejected to come to Liverpool. Not that I'm aware of, Fernando. But again, mate, I don't have all the information on these things, so I'm absolutely happy to take your point on board. I don't know if he did or not, but why the fuck would he, is my question. Like, why would you stay at Sevilla and reject going to Liverpool? It doesn't really make much sense unless there's a bigger move around the corner from him or something. But to me, obviously as a biased Liverpool fan, there is no bigger move than Liverpool. Shane Duffy. Yeah, he's nailed on, mate. Shane Duffy nailed on. No, thank you. God, no. Lovren and Louise playing together for Arsenal will be an airing on Comedy Central, said Tom Boland. Lewis Dunk or Dejan Lovren, asked Casper. Neither is my honest answer, Casper. I don't think either are really good enough. But look, I really don't like to talk bad of any Liverpool player, let alone Dejan Lovren, but I just feel it's the right time for him to move on. Mr. Sweeney's in the house. How are you? He rejected because he does not want to be a backup for Van Dijk, but therein lies the problem, mate. Who said he's going to be a backup for Van Dijk? Why can't he come in and challenge Joe Gomez for a starting place? And as I said earlier on, there is a chance for first team football. Look at our history of this season. Look how many games Lovren has played. Look how many games Matip has played. Look how many games Gomez has played. Van Dijk has of course been the consistent Fernando, but there are injuries to players and our centre backs seem to be picking up a lot of injuries, so there will be game time. And each one of these players who have come in have played really well and kept that shirt while they've been fit. So I think that Carlos would have an option to come in and get an opportunity, and then it's up to him to take that opportunity, and that will be the same at pretty much any club. I'm sure it was the same when he broke through at Sevilla as well. Scotty, how are you, mate? Welcome in. Dominic said, well, for Lovren we could have Ale. Excuse me, Dominic, that's gone over my head, mate. I'm not really sure if I got that one. Right, let me go over to Hot Mic. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm almost annoying myself at this point by saying it so often, but please, if you want to help us out, you're in here tonight, you're enjoying the stream, please get over and download the Hot Mic app, put in the code Anfield Agenda. What you're seeing on YouTube, you can have echoed on Hot Mic. And as I said, we just need 27 of you tonight to download that app, and we will move up one place in the Hot Mic League table, because I'm not going to lie, I'm a competitive son of a bitch. I like to just move, I like to keep progressing and pushing a little channel forward. So if you are enjoying it, you know what to do. Download the app, whether it's on the Google Play Store, there's a link in the description, the Apple App Store, whatever it is. Put in the code Anfield Agenda and make sure to give us a follow on there as well. I believe we can get past 1,350 tonight. We need to get to 1,351, which is 27 away. And again, don't forget, once we get to 2,000, we're giving away another Amazon gift card for £50. Right, what else have we got? Lewis Dunk, in my opinion, is a decent player, said Reza. Again, he's one of those players, mate, that plays well because the way the club defend, if that makes any sense. Like, we were linked to a while back as well. It was an English guy, I can't think of his name. But it's very difficult because when you're, I'll use Mignolet as an example. Obviously gone from a centre-back to a goalkeeper, but it kind of plays to what I'm saying. Mignolet looked alright at Sunderland because he was saving a shitload of shots because Sunderland were defending a lot. But when you're a goalkeeper for Liverpool, you don't have as much action as you would at a club like Sunderland, so you've got to be switched on and you've got to stay focused. Same with a centre-back. We probably won't have as much defending to do because Liverpool do keep a lot of the ball when we're playing in games, and those defenders need to be switched on. So I don't think that a player who defends as deeply as he is doing would suit us, because our defenders need to play on the front foot. So I don't know if Lewis Dunk will be good enough to come in and play on the front foot. Look at what Van Dijk does. Look at what Matip does as well. They're almost like quarterbacks in the way that we spray passes forward. And I don't know if Lewis Dunk, again, excuse my ignorance on this, having not watched a whole lot of Lewis Dunk, but I don't know if he will be up to scratch. Luca, I'm very good, thank you, mate. How are you? And Ryan as well, I'm good, buddy, thank you. Someone said, Connor Crosby a little off colour. He is, yes, he's unwell, Mr. Crosby, but of course he still gets the job done. That's one thing I love about Connor. Whatever, no matter how bad he's feeling, he just gets the job done, and he makes sure that we're live, and he makes sure that everything's tickety-boo. And it is thanks to Mr. Crosby that we keep going. LFC champion, said Lee. Yes. I really enjoyed last night, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. The Q&A that we did last night was lots of fun. I came off it with a smile on my face, so thank you very much. What's this? You're after the Anfield rap, then crime. I don't know what that means, Anthony. I heard that Klopp wants to leave for Argyle. Not true. Yeah, it's definitely leaving for Plymouth Argyle, because they're going to be able to pay him the wages. What do I think of Nathaniel Phillips? My honest answer is I don't know enough about him, Daniel. Yeah, I don't ever come on and just, talk shite. My honest answer is if I don't know about somebody, I'll ask for your help. So what do you guys think of Phillips? Rio Ferdinand said Liverpool won't win the league. You're talking at your arse, mate. He absolutely did not say Liverpool won't win the league. Now shut the fuck up lying. Fernando, you've come in and been a smart arse since the start of the stream, mate. And I'm going to tell you what I tell all the people that come in. If you're here just to be negative and talk shit, then fuck off, mate. You're not wanted here. It's as simple as that. Stop making shit up. Rio Ferdinand did not say Liverpool won't win the league, mate. Because clearly we will win the fucking league. Even a moron would know that we're going to win the league. Does Ferdinand have a crystal ball that the rest of us don't have, that he can see into the future to know what's going to go on with the league? No, he absolutely doesn't. So he wouldn't say something as stupid. And stop coming on in line, mate. You're not helping anybody. If you're not a Liverpool fan, fair enough, but don't come in trying to stir shit, which you seem to have tried to start to do since you've come in, mate. And none of us are in the humour for it, so please just shut the fuck up. Did you see him saying the season should be voided? No, I didn't see him saying the season should be voided, and that is completely different. Him saying the season should be voided is more of a true statement than Liverpool won't win the league. But the season will not be voided. Whatever Rio Ferdinand has to say on it, again, the season will not be voided. The appetite from everybody, even if it means sacrificing next season, will be to finish the season this year. When are people going to get it through their fucking heads that if they cancel the season and it was voided, the Premier League would probably be bankrupted with lawsuits? It's ridiculous. Think about it. Don't just come in and spout shit. Think about it. How on earth could they just void the league? What happens? Are Leeds going to accept that? Are Fulham going to accept that? Are West Brom going to accept it? Are the clubs that are currently in the relegation zone, maybe by 1 point to 2 points, going to accept it? Who's going to play in Europe next season? Who wins the league? Who gets relegated from the Championship? Who comes up from League One? How do they solve all of these problems? What happens to the clubs, to the people that have bought season tickets to clubs? Do they get their entire season ticket money back? What happens to us who bought the shirts for this season and the season's void? It doesn't exist in history, so therefore the shirts that we've bought all become irrelevant. What happens to all the TV money that Sky and BT have already paid and are going to continue to pay? What happens to all of that stuff? It's not that simple. Try and just use your fucking brains at times. Rather than coming in and putting in worrying shit to people, use your brains. Rather than coming in and spamming shit, use your brains. That's all I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen. I don't mean to get worked up. But right now, you guys are being bombarded left, right and centre with horrific stories, with worst case scenarios. Just chill and take it one day at a time. That's all that we can do. Just relax, one day at a time. Hope you're keeping well, Craig. Hope the family are safe. Yeah, we've been in pretty much in lockdown mode, mates, for the last 10, 11 days. There's been 2 trips to the supermarket for my wife, and that's been it. Other than that, everybody's been staying indoors, and we're just trying to do what we're advised to do. Right, let's get to more transfer gossip as well. So, the Naby Keita situation, the Gini Wijnaldum situation. David Lynch of the Evening Standard has spoken about Klopp's position on Gini Wijnaldum and Naby Keita. This is what he had to say. Klopp is desperate to get Gini Wijnaldum tied down to a new contract, and talks are ongoing on that front, while his faith in Naby Keita remains unshaken despite the succession of minor injuries that have so far slowed his progress. If anything changes on those fronts, then perhaps a Soumare is somebody that the Reds will consider. Otherwise, I believe Klopp is rightly happy with his options in that area. That's what I wanted to hear. That's the kind of stuff I want to hear. I want to hear that Jurgen Klopp wants to keep Naby Keita because we know that there's a player in there. It's frustrating as fuck with his injuries, without a shadow of a doubt. But there is a player there. And if Jurgen Klopp can work with him, if the medical team can work with him, the sports science team, the nutrition team, and we can get Naby Keita firing, perfect. That'll work. If not, I think we deserve to give him one more season to figure this out. Gini Wijnaldum, I've yet to see a person who doesn't want Gini Wijnaldum to sign the new deal, and I mean, the sounds seem to be positive about it. I hope it happens. He deserves one, without a shadow of a doubt. He's so consistent. And Jurgen Klopp loves him. Look at the big games. Look when we play the Champions League games. Look at the big moments. He always goes for Gini Wijnaldum because he trusts him. Jack, thank you, mate, but I'm not going to talk about that lad. I've said it before. I'm not even going to mention his name anymore on the channel because he is not worth my fucking time, mate. Thomas said he's skinning up. Good man, Thomas. Relax, mate. Sure, why not? Right, more comments. Let me get through your comments. Can't go another season without finishing at anarchy and legal nightmares, folks, said Joanne. Liverpool might fall without pace. Don't know what that's in relation to, Dominic. Worst case will be given the league. See, I don't want that to happen, Matt. And but let me ask you guys this. If the league was to be cancelled, which it won't be, but if it was to be cancelled, would you guys like Liverpool to be given the title? Because I have to say I wouldn't. I don't want us to be given the league title until we win the league title. I don't want us to be given it just because we're 25 points ahead and teams probably wouldn't catch us. I don't want there to be an asterisk beside our league title victory. I want it to be unarguable. I want us to win the league title because we've won it mathematically. And I don't know, I just find it hard to take, and I just know it would lead to years of us having to put up with shit about us not really winning the league title. For me, I just want it to be done properly. Right, what have we got? We're winning the Premier League, it's over, said Liverpool FC. Fernando said, Craig was watching a live stream and said Rio wants the league voided. That's different, mate, than you saying Rio Ferdinand said Liverpool won't win the league. The league being voided, if he has that opinion, I get it, Fernando. It's wrong, but I get it. Him saying Liverpool won't win the league sounds like he just came out and said, oh no, Liverpool won't win the league. Because we all know the league is most likely getting finished. And you can't, as Brian said, you can't share links. Only mods can share links in the chat. Dominic said, can't wait for the first Premier League. We're the best. Hashtag no asterisks. I like that one, Joanne. As a Liverpool fan, no, it wouldn't be right, said Gaming Harry. No, we'd be skirted forever, said Bernadette Farrell. I agree, Craig. Given it, earned it. Honour, said Dunnick, get in. No, play them games and win it proper, said Kate as well. Joel, how are you, buddy? Welcome in. Casper will take it. Bit of a different view. Casper said he'd take the title after 30 years of hurt. You'd be prepared to be bombarded, mate. Fernando said we're the best team in England. Do you think Keita and Divock are good enough? Asked Benjamin. Keita, yes. Divock, my heart so says yes for Divock Origi, but my head has some questions. Do I think he's an effective backup? Yes. And if he's willing to have limited game time and try to prove himself, then I've no problem keeping him here. Because what we've seen with Divock in big games is he can be a big game player and step up on the big moments. But I wouldn't be comfortable going into a season so far, as things stand, with him being one of our regular front three. That's the best I can say, I suppose, about that one. Right, now over to Hot Mike, see how everybody in Hot Mike's feeling about this. I want us to break the 100-point mark, said Ryan. What is this? Please bring back football. I'll never complain again with a goalless draw, said Reza. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Like, we're creatures of habit, and to not have that release of football, it is really tough. Or any sport or whatever it is. Like, if you're a cricket fan, if you're a rugby fan, whatever it might be. Jake said, did you see Ireland is more than likely going into lockdown? No, I didn't see that, mate. What I'd seen was that they had passed a law that might allow them more powers. But yeah, again, I think they're just trying to make sure and ram it home to people to know that social distancing needs to happen. You need to stop fucking congregating in Glendalough, or you need to stop going to the beaches, or you need to stop packing out these areas. I mean, you can get exercise. Go outside near where you live and just go for a little jog or a walk or whatever it is, but make sure to respect other people's space and make sure to respect the social distancing, or physical distancing as it's also being called now. And just do what you can. Do what you can. Like, we're not prisoners. Nobody expects us all to be locked up in our homes with nowhere to go. But at the same time, if we can do the hard work now, if we can listen to what we're being told at what is a very, very crucial point in this, then we can benefit moving forward, and we can each save a life. Let me give you an example. If you're asymptomatic, if you have the coronavirus and you're asymptomatic, and you feel great, and you could still be going out there and inadvertently spreading it, inadvertently making somebody sick, This is a time where we need to be thinking about the elderly, and we need to be thinking about the vulnerable. We all have nannies and granddads. We all have some elderly parents, or we all have somebody who we know who maybe has had cancer or who has cystic fibrosis or something along that. They're the people we need to be protected now. They're the people that we need to be thinking of in our thoughts. Think of every elderly person as your grandfather or your grandmother. Assume that everybody has an underlying illness in these situations. We need to protect the most vulnerable in our society, and as I've said time and time again, those that are out on the front line, and that doesn't just mean doctors, nurses, police officers, army. I'm talking about people who are working in supermarkets. I'm talking about people who are working in pharmacies. These people are absolute heroes. I'm scared at times in my house. I'm scared at times of what might happen down the line. But these people are putting it on the fucking line day after day, going out there, facing up to make sure that the people that we love, the people that we care about are safe, and that they're getting the treatment that they need. There's people working around the clock to make sure that people are getting groceries delivered to them. There's people out there doing great voluntary and charity work as well. And these people deserve every bit of praise that we can give them. And all that we can do to help them, apart from, of course, some financial help if you can do that, but all that we can do as human beings now is just do what we're being asked. Do what we're being asked. Keep the visits outside to the essentials. Make sure that you listen to the advice from your government, from your health officials, from those who are in the know. Don't buy into all this bullshit that's going around on WhatsApp and all. Keep your sources of information to those who are credible. The World Health Organization, the NHS if you're in the UK, the HSE if you're in Ireland, your governments, your local authorities, the disease experts. These are the people that you listen to in these times, not these conspiracy theorists that are putting bullshit out there to make people scared. It's already a scary enough time. We're already all nervous about the unknown. As human beings, we like to control situations. Controlling stuff makes us feel safe. When we have no control, like we don't at the minute, because we can't see the virus, we can't touch the virus, we can't take a pill to just stop the virus. In these situations, we try and interact and we try and take control. When you see people out there buying toilet rolls, when you see people out there stocking up their shops, these are areas of our lives that people can control. It's rash and it's wrong, but the reaction of them doing it just is to exercise some control over the situation that they're in. So again, just chill, try and do as best as you can. Disney Plus is launching tomorrow, so there's a plus for everybody as well. It's still $59.99 a year up until midnight. I think we bought a year's subscription yesterday for a little dude to keep him entertained. But there are always positives, ladies and gents, in these situations. What isn't positive though is that nobody, since we've come on, nobody has downloaded the Hot Mic app. I don't want to use scare tactics, it's not my way, but I also don't want to lie. Like everything else, like everybody else, this is a difficult time for us as well. So myself and Connor having to come on every night, make sure that we're streaming, touch base with people, make sure people have that human interaction. We don't want this to close down. I mean, I don't want to frighten people, but it is free to download that app and put in the code, and it could well be the difference between our survival long term and us not surviving long term. So if you like the channel, if you enjoy the streams, please do that one thing for us and download that app, put in the code Anfield Agenda, and help us financially without having to put your hand in your pocket. It is a beautiful thing for us, and I've been racking my brain. I've been thinking hour after hour after hour, how can I get people across? How can I get people to have a try? How can I get people to download that app? Because we don't sell you shit. We don't come on here and try and flog shit. We don't come on and spam you with betting company links. We give back all the time when we can financially. We buy jerseys and stuff to giveaways. We do stuff with charity. We try and make sure that we pitch this community. But this is one time where we're asking you guys for a bit of help. We're asking you guys, if you really do like the channel, please go down there, download that app, put in the code Anfield Agenda, and help us out, because it's tough for us as well as everybody else. Connor said we're also not sponsored by Disney Plus. I wish that we were. Yeah, no, definitely not sponsored. Imagine me and Disney, like, beep, 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 all the bad language will be gone in a minute. Right, Elijah John said, I love Origi for those vital goals he scored for us, but we mustn't let our heart rule our heads. You know what, mate? It's a very fair point that you've made, and I realise that as a football fan, I'm often a hypocrite. And in this occasion, you're probably right. I probably am being a hypocrite, and I probably am allowing my heart to rule my head. And I've come on many times and I've said football is a ruthless business, mate. But I think a big chunk of it, apart from those goals that you've spoken about and those moments, are that he signed a new contract when he could have left for free. to me, that holds a lot of water for me. I think he could have walked for free, but he signed a new contract to stay at the club, and I know that means a lot to me. It really fucking does. But I also hear and understand your point 100%. I think I've chilled out a bit, that in my old age, ladies and gents. If I look back at the streams, I think I used to rant and give out a lot more than I do. Connor said, the majority of you will genuinely prefer Hot Mic over YouTube anyway. Yes, and it's pretty much troll free over there. It's ad free over there. You can use Hot Mic and then you can scroll onto other pages on your phone and Hot Mic follows you around, unlike YouTube, whereas if you close down the page, you can't listen to what we're saying. Hot Mic allows you to flick between, if you want to go over to Facebook, Hot Mic will follow you over. If you want to go over and look at a different internet page, it'll follow you over. There's a live chat function in there. You see exactly what you see on screen now. And, as promised, I was messaging the guys today, and we're going to be setting up that watch-along of the Istanbul 2005 final. We're just trying to figure out what day will work best for everybody and exactly how we can get you all to sync it up so we can be in the same moments when we're watching it. So, again, keep an eye out for that. We are working on it, and we will be doing a watch-along of the Istanbul 2005 final. And I'm really looking forward to it, actually, because I watched it today. Thank you very much, Joey, for the super chat. Said, hi, Craig and Connor. Hope you all stay safe. Really appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. Alexander could be a replacement for Lovren, but he's better in midfield. As in Trent. There's no way Trent Alexander-Arnold's going in to play centre-back. That would just be not the best use of his pace and ability going forward. Now, the midfield bit, as you've spoken about, that could well happen at some point down the line, Dominic, mate, but he's definitely not going to go in as a centre-back. Thank you, ACAT, as well. Appreciate that. Tom Boland said, big shout out to Liverpool FC for supporting the food banks and also donating their pay to stewards to help local stores. Yeah, that's lovely. Spoke about it yesterday, Tom. For those of you that don't know, Liverpool stewards at Liverpool Football Club have offered the stewards to supermarkets and stuff to help with crowd control for people queuing, to make sure that they're keeping safe distances and stuff like that. And Liverpool Football Club will, of course, be paying the stewards, but they're just letting supermarkets around the areas and stuff know that they're there, they're ready to go if they need help in the community. And again, Manchester United, Manchester City have been excellent during this, and I'm sure all the clubs are. It's beautiful to see people come together in these times like this of need, and football clubs are often at the forefront of this. Mainly, they're good, viable financial businesses as well, but Premier League clubs have a duty. We often talk about community, and Premier League clubs always do a lot in their local communities, but at times like these it's good to see them step up and do a bit more. And I think there was a very large donation given to Glasgow food banks as well, and it's believed to have come from Andy Robertson, but I don't know if that has or has not been confirmed, but it wouldn't surprise me in the bit because Robbo's an absolute legend. Lols Beeb said, Craig, if you can't play football for 6 months, what happens then, hypothetically? There was talk, Tom, or excuse me, why am I calling you Tom? Lols, about next season being potentially cancelled. Like, it is easier to cancel next season than it is to cancel this season. But nobody wants either to happen. Will there be a shortened season next year? I don't know. Will we move to a calendar season next year if it takes through to October time, say, to finish the league this season? I don't know, but it is possible, and the Qatar 2022 World Cup makes that possible. Is it 2022 or 2024? When is the Qatar World Cup? France 98, 2002, 2006, 2010, 14, 18, 22. Yeah, Qatar 2022 allows that to happen because we're already going to have to restructure for Winter World Cup. So we could, in theory, move the league to start lining it up with the Qatar World Cup. But again, these are conversations, and there will be models that the Premier League and the football leagues have been talking about and projections that they'll be looking at for almost every scenario that we can think of. Salah donated over $1 million to some foundation too, said Connor, and Robert Lewandowski donated $1 million as well. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful to see. Arnie, no, I don't remember you, mate, but welcome back in. Lovely to have you with us. Jack Spade said Gimenez will be an incredible signing. Definitely would, mate. Definitely. What else have we got? Oh, Karius. Yes, there's some news on Loris Karius as well. And I do have a little bit on Timo Werner, but it's not really anything that people are going to want to hear. To be honest, it's not that positive. So reports suggest that Loris Karius could well be on his way to Portugal to join up with Sporting Lisbon. Besiktas not looking likely to pay what Liverpool want. It seems that Karius has told his agent to find him a move, and it's believed that talks with Sporting are already underway. So I did tell you guys that Karius won't be coming back to Liverpool. Even if they don't make that deal permanent, there are other options for him, whether it be Germany or whatever, and it seems like he likes the idea of a move to Sporting Lisbon, and he's instructed his agent to begin talks there already. So there you go. As I said, Karius will not be coming back to Liverpool. The only scenario that may have happened is if a move hadn't happened before we started pre-season training, in which case he might have come back for a short period while his agent was trying to finalise a move. Milo said, I've donated £300 to a food bank. Please do it yourself. Have to be a lot, but every little helps. Exactly, mate. That was a beautiful gesture from you. Really appreciate it. Thank you, mate, for looking after your local food banks and people that are in a less fortunate position, Milo. You're a gent. Right, Cape Town Muslim, how are you, buddy? Said Origi is a great super sub. Always feel like he can change a game with a goal. How's my son? He's good, thank you, mate. But yeah, my son would be in somebody who would be in the vulnerable category, him being asthmatic and stuff. So yeah, I'm like everybody else. I'm of course worried about my son, but he's perfectly healthy as things stand, which is great, and he's keeping himself entertained with his Xbox and YouTube and stuff like that. But he's okay. But thank you for asking. Who would I like to see replace Lovren? Oh, Gimenez. Gimenez would be my ideal replacement, Logan. But I also like the idea of us bringing in somebody that's a little bit older, that we might just get a couple of seasons out of, and then allow the progression and see how Sepp van den Berg gets on. Because there also has to be a pathway through for him and Kylian Hoover as well into the team. Or other words, you know, what do you do with them? Really promising young players. Yes, Jack, of course I remember you, mate. You're in here every night. Of course I remember. Morton, how are you, buddy? Said most of the time Divock has no impact whatsoever. We only remember the goals against Everton and Spurs and Barcelona and Newcastle. Was there one against West Ham or somebody as well? I mean, he scored some vital goals, mate, to be fair. One single person has downloaded the Hot Mic app since we've gone live, ladies and gentlemen. Just one of you, one person has done it. Just don't be shocked someday if you turn up and there's no stream. That's all I'm saying. We're trying our best to keep going, but again, all I can do is ask. If you don't want to do it, fair enough, you don't do it. It's all good. Dominic said he's learned of a charity called Bring On the Smiles, and he donated 8,976 quid. Amazing, mate. Absolutely amazing. Well done to you. Okay. Lols Beeb, I've answered that question, mate. Can you stop putting the same fucking question in the chat that I've already answered? Like, literally read it out and answered it before you wrote that comment. Shanzo said, I'm so bored without any live sport. It's really difficult, isn't it? I mean, did you see last night Sky did a virtual Grand Prix? Did you see that? I haven't watched it yet. It's recorded. My little dude loves Formula 1. But yeah, they did a virtual Grand Prix where they had a mixture of celebrities and professional drivers. Yeah, and you're going to see more of this. I think esports, as an example right now, I think esports is going to be something that is going to be pushed a little bit more during this. Okay, let me go back over to Hot Mic now for some comments, because I haven't gone over to you guys for a few minutes. Right, what have we got on Hot Mic? I think Divock as a striker is good, not as a winger, said unknown Liverpool fan Jones. Reza said you could also use Aki as a left back. He's been playing there for the Netherlands for a few games. He looked good. Jack says I think we'll sign Aki for £50 million. Very good defender. And Reza said Craig, 30 million for Kikir is not too much for a backup. If you look at the extra money we get for the Champions League in 2018 because of 2018 final because of Karius and also Adrian. Yeah, look, I fully believe we'll be getting a backup goalkeeper. I mean, if we spent 30 million on Kikir, I wouldn't be absolutely upset about that at all. I want us to have two top level goalkeepers, and I understand that that's very difficult to go out there and do because the top level goalkeeper is going to want to play. But I said this the other night, look at Manchester United right now. They have a very, very, very good backup goalkeeper there who, when he comes in, performs really well all the time, and that's what I would like us to do. Adrian was a good piece of business at the time. It made sense when Mignolet moved on that we needed to bring in somebody, and he was available. It was an easy signing to make, but we also didn't know then that we were going to get an injury to Alisson Becker for the first 11, 12 games of the season, whatever it was. And to be fair, Adrian did okay there, but we're out of the Champions League because of Adrian Becker's mistake. Adrian's mistake, not Alisson Becker. Adrian's mistake. And there's nothing I can say that's going to make that any different. They can try and dress it up by saying we still had time to come back into the game, yada, 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 but it was horrific. It really was horrific. And I think he'll move on in the summer. Thomas said, fuck's sake, mate, don't get off. The only thing that's keeping me saying this footy. Yeah, mate, it's difficult for us. Really, I said to you guys the other night about from our side of it, from a financial aspect, it's cost us about 10 grand to start the channel. And yeah, look, it is difficult. It's difficult, and we try to come on every single night that we can, and we try to do as much stuff as we can. Yeah, but look, it is tough. I don't want to moan about it anymore. All I'm saying is, if one day it happens, you come on, we're not here. Just, it is what it is. Cop Council, how are you, mate? Lovely to have you in. Okay, Leipzig Sporting Director. I did say there was something on Timo Werner. Right, let me scroll down to my notes. So Leipzig Sporting Director Marcus Krosch has said that Timo Werner's future has not yet been decided. Anything is possible, he explained. We don't know what the transfer market will develop. We're looking at a very foggy crystal ball. We don't know what our resources will be like and what options the other clubs have. I still reckon Timo Werner's coming to Liverpool. I mean, he can come out and say what he wants. He's perfectly entitled to. He is the sporting director of that club. But for me, I don't see a way Timo Werner doesn't end up at Liverpool. I just don't. He wants to come. He's spoken about the club. He's spoken about Jurgen Klopp being the best manager in the world. He's spoken about his fondness for the style of play that we have and how we fit in. And Jurgen Klopp has in turn, of course, spoken very positively about Timo Werner. And in the few times that he has spoken about him, Werner makes sense. Werner's price makes sense. There's just nothing about that move that doesn't make any sense. So for me, I hope to God that move happens. I really do. But look, I suppose from Leipzig's position right now, although there is a buyout clause, they're probably hoping that they get 2 or 3 clubs interested and they can push the figure even higher from the buyout clause. Dominic, I'm going to call bullshit. There's absolutely no fucking way that you're 18 years of age, you drive an Aston Martin and you earn money from streaming. There's no way. Not a fucking chance that that's true, mate. I'm absolutely calling bullshit on that. Unless your Aston Martin is like a little toy car. In which case, yeah, fair enough. Bernadette says, you do a brilliant job, Craig, lifting people's spirits. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're an essential worker, Craig. Thank you. But again, without the support, there will be no channel. So there's only so many times I can say it. And from our point, it is disheartening for us as well, because we're being told all the time, oh, we're a community on here, we really love what you guys do. And we're being asked all the time, is there any way we can support the channel? We receive emails about it, and then we just say one thing, just download this app. It's free. Put in a code. Doesn't cost you anything. Yeah, there you go. So, whatever. It is what it is. Obviously the virus situation is more important than anything because life's more important than football, but you couldn't make up the current situation. Feels like we're jinxed, said Elijah John 5. George, not too bad, mate. George, not too bad. Hope you're okay as well. Again, I think there's a few more bits and pieces. Oh yeah, I want to say happy 47th birthday to Jerzy Dudek, who had his birthday today. He'll always be fondly remembered, of course, for his heroics in Istanbul. People will talk about the penalty saves and stuff, and rightly so, but I'll never, ever understand how he made that double save from Andrei Shevchenko, particularly the second one. Even he, at the time, kind of shook his head in disbelief. It was just... I'll never know how Shevchenko didn't score. Never. Never, ever, ever. And once he made that save, I knew that was it. We were winning it. There was no way. There was just our night. The little things were dropping our way. Moments like that happening. So happy birthday to Jersey Dudek. I hope he had a wonderful day, and I hope he's many more. And there was something else as well. Oh yeah, also on Kirby, a bit of news on the training facility as well. The Reds remain hopeful that Kirby will be open in the summer, and they hope the plan is for Jurgen Klopp and the players to start using Kirby in July. And as things stand, it looks like those building works are on schedule, and that they will be moving into that fantastic new training facility in the summer, which of course was Jurgen Klopp's vision, and he was supported by the owners of the club. It's great to see. Of course it will be sad leaving Melwood. Of course it will be, with the history that goes there. But unfortunately, football moves on, and this is a facility that was needed. It was a facility that Jurgen Klopp wanted to bring the underage players and the senior players together under one campus, I suppose is the right word. And again, the owners stepped up and have supported them, just like they stepped up and built a new main stand, just like they're going to be stepping up and changing the Annie Road end. And so many other bits and pieces that the owners have done that, you know, they deserve massive credit for. What did I miss, said Pritchard? We spoke about centre-back options, mate. Particularly Gimenez from Atletico is somebody who we've been linked with, although he has a buyout clause of £109 million. What else did we speak about? We spoke about Naby Keita, and we spoke about the fact that Jurgen Klopp has an unwavering belief in Naby Keita, and also that Klopp is desperate for Gini Wijnaldum to sign a new contract at the club, and those talks are ongoing, and that's from David Lynch of the Evening Standard. Which comeback's the best, AC Milan or Barcelona? My answer would be Barcelona, because we got it done in 90 minutes. Now, look, winning the Champions League was amazing, and that AC Milan side was definitely a better team than that Barcelona team, without a shadow of a doubt. You look at the names in that AC Milan team, Dan, it was unfucking believable. So as an accomplishment, Istanbul was out of this world, but Barcelona, man, we did it in 90 minutes. We did it without Mohamed Salah. We did it without Roberto Firmino, and we did it without Andy Robertson for a good chunk of the game because he had to go off. That was sensational, man. I mean, to me, that is our greatest comeback, to me. But it is a really tough question. Connor said Milan was probably more impressive, only 45 minutes, and we were a much weaker side. Casper said, off topic, we need a bigger stadium. Well, we're not going to get one, is the honest answer, Casper. They looked, when they took over, they evaluated whether it would be worth moving away from Anfield or not. But the decision, much like they did with the Red Sox, to be fair, they decided that the stadium could be improved. And as things stand, we're currently at a capacity of about 54,000. They're going to bring that up to probably around the 60 mark. And I don't know what other improvements or increases could be done over time, but 60,000 is, I think that would make us the 4th or 5th biggest stadium in the league, and it's a reasonable size. So I get where you're coming from. I would have, I'm somebody who doesn't really believe too much in sentiment, so I wouldn't have minded a brand new spanking stadium on the docks somewhere, but I mean like the Albert docks, not in the make-believe miles away docks that Everton are pretending to build a stadium in. I'm only joking, they are going to build a stadium eventually. But yeah, I don't think we're going to go too much bigger than that, mate. Once you go over a certain amount as well, you have to look at things like infrastructure. You have to look at people being able to travel to and from the game. Is there enough public transport links? What the noise pollution is going to be like? What the impact will be like on the local residents and stuff like that as well. So much goes into it that to go 65, 70,000, I don't know if we'll ever get that, mate, because of what I've just said, the infrastructure. Like those that go to Anfield on a regular basis, or those who maybe just go once in a while, will know that it isn't the most accessible stadium in the world to get to. I mean, their public transport links aren't great. So yeah, there you go. That's one of. I know there is a train track or something that could be reopened, but even at that, it's a difficult one. Connor said, then again, Barca, we didn't have Firmino and Salah. It's the comeback of all comebacks, said Stephen Booker. We're expanding, said Kate. Yes, we are. The Annie Road end will be the next one getting done. Again, that's gone through a couple of phases of consultation with the public. Sancho was on live and wasn't giving any clues away. I didn't see it, Liam, but I had heard about it. Yeah, I had heard that Sancho was doing some type of a stream or something like that. Do I remember the 94 Champions League final between Barca and Milan? Vaguely. Vaguely, mate. Look what happened to Arsenal after they left Highbury. Yeah, there was a couple of reasons for that, I suppose. I mean, part of it was the fact that they had to repay that stadium. You heard every year out of Arsene Wenger that there was money there if you wanted to spend it, but he just chose not to. I never believed that. I always thought that the cost of that stadium impacted them for 10 or 15 years. And I wonder what will happen with Spurs now with their new stadium, which costs, I think, over £1 billion, if my memory's right. So yeah, it is a fair point. It probably would have an impact, but I think they made the right decision. I do. I think when they took everything into account, they made the right decision. And, you know, would the comeback against Barcelona have happened in a new stadium? Or is it the Anfield factor that helped with that? Obviously, the performance on the pitch was amazing, but... Craig, why would you want to move from Anfield? It's a place after a farm in Ireland, and you're an Irish. Sentiment goes a long way. I'm not very sentimental, though. It's just, I don't know, maybe I'm broken, but I'm not very sentimental. How close am I to doing a watch along of an old game? Yeah, sorry, I just need to take a minute. I'm probably closer to quitting than I am to doing a watch along of a game, Joanne, the way I'm feeling right now, to be honest. It's a tough time for everyone. Tough time for me included. I'm worried, I'm not sleeping well. But I'm trying to come on night after night to make sure that we all have a bit of interaction, we all have a chat, and we all, you know, can look to brighter times and stuff. But yeah, it's taking its toll for sure. I'm absolutely mentally drained and exhausted. But I'm going to try and, you know, keep ticking along. But yeah, even at that, I'm looking now, still not one of you, not one more downloaded the app. I don't know what to say. Right, look, ladies and gents, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm pretty fucking disappointed at the minute, so I'm going to call it a night. And I don't know when I'll be back. Just keep an eye on your notifications box. Yeah, I'm not too sure. See yous.